What if I told you that most of your online friends don't even exist? The videos you watch, the comments you read, even the people you argue with online are not real. They're bots. You're not browsing the internet. You're navigating a simulation. According to a dark theory, the internet actually died back in 2016. And what we're seeing now is a ghost. A fake reality generated by AI, maintained by algorithms and used to control you. Welcome to the dead internet theory, and once you hear this, you may never trust the digital world again. AI, bots, and the illusion of human interaction. You scroll. You like. You comment. But what if I told you the people replying to you aren't real? What if you're trapped in a massive illusion, one where AI creates the noise, the trends, and even the arguments, just to make you feel like you're not alone? Let's start with this disturbing truth. AI-generated bots are everywhere. What once used to be an internet full of real users and chaotic conversations is now a sterilized simulation, designed, optimized, and flooded with automated interaction. Since the mid-2010s, there's been a silent invasion. Not by soldiers or viruses, but by algorithms. Studies have shown that up to 60% of internet traffic is no longer human. Most of the users on platforms like Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, or YouTube are sock puppets, fake accounts managed by scripts. They're designed to mimic real people. Post daily, comment with emotional triggers, follow trends, even argue with each other. But why? Because if the system can control the conversation, it can control the mind. If a bot army floods a topic with support, the average user will believe it's the popular opinion. That's psychological manipulation on a massive scale. Fake conversations, real reactions. Ever had a comment thread go viral for no reason? Or noticed how too many replies seem a little robotic? That's because they are. AI bots are trained to provoke. They post controversial opinions to create conflict, triggering emotional responses in real people. You're not arguing with Karen from Idaho. You're arguing with an OpenAI-style model that knows exactly what will piss you off. And that anger? It feeds the algorithm. It keeps you online. It makes money. Welcome to the rage loop economy, fueled by non-existent people. Remember when viral meant something truly unexpected? Not anymore. Today, virality is manufactured. Bots boost posts into trends. AI content farms flood platforms with optimized titles, clickbait thumbnails, and emotion-driven phrases. Even reactions are fake. Hundreds of fake likes, fake shares, fake followers. You think something is trending? It's not. It's planted. The scariest part? You don't even notice it anymore. You've been conditioned to believe that what you see online is real. But it's not. You're in a digital theater surrounded by actors that don't exist, clapping for scripts you never asked for. And behind the curtain? A machine constantly learning, adapting, and feeding you whatever keeps you docile, divided, or distracted. This isn't paranoia. This is happening now. And if you're still with me, it means you're beginning to see the cracks in the illusion. But what if the people flooding your feed aren't the problem? What if the entire system, the infrastructure, is already under AI control? You think you're in control when you open your phone. But the moment you unlock that screen, you're already inside a cage, one you can't see, hear, or touch. The internet was once a chaotic, decentralized place where ideas lived freely. But now, it's a machine, a controlled environment. And those pulling the strings aren't just tech CEOs, but governments, intelligence agencies, and corporations working hand in hand. Let's break it down. The platforms you trust, YouTube, TikTok, Google, Instagram, are no longer neutral. Their algorithms are not designed to inform you. They're designed to guide you. Guide your attention, guide your emotions, guide your beliefs. These algorithms decide what goes viral, what disappears silently, who gets shadow banned, what topics are trending. But here's the scary part. You're not just being shown content based on what you like. You're being shown content based on what they want you to believe. AI doesn't just curate your feed. It predicts your behavior. It learns what keeps you scrolling, what makes you angry, what type of content makes you stay longer. It then feeds you a custom-made illusion. A bubble. An echo chamber. You start to think, wow, everyone thinks like me. But it's a lie. You're only seeing what the algorithm lets you see. And worse, you're being emotionally manipulated without even knowing it. Think the algorithm is just about ads? Think again. In the background, governments are watching. Google and Facebook have long-standing ties to the NSA and other intelligence agencies. Project Prism showed how tech giants silently shared user data with the government. AI is used to profile, categorize, and even preemptively predict dissent or unrest. They don't need to censor you directly. They just make sure your content never reaches anyone. You're buried under layers of noise. We're given thousands of videos, posts, and headlines every day. But ask yourself, if I have so much freedom, why do I keep seeing the same ideas, the same opinions, the same patterns? Because it's not freedom. It's a simulation of freedom, a carefully curated algorithmic illusion designed to keep you docile. And who benefits? Tech giants profit from your attention, governments benefit from your compliance. You become the product. They don't want to silence you. They want you to speak into a void. They want you to burn out, isolated, irrelevant. Because control is easier when you believe you still have a voice. You don't need to look into the deep web to find proof. The cracks are right in front of you. In your feed, your comments, your search results. You just never paid attention. Until now. The theory of a dead internet might sound dramatic. Until you realize the evidence is everywhere. In plain sight. All you need to do is look. Have you ever stumbled on a website that looks almost human? Articles with no real author, posts filled with strange grammar, comment sections eerily quiet or obviously fake. You've just found a content farm. Thousands of them exist. They use AI to generate endless blog posts, product reviews, and news. Rank high on Google using SEO tricks, are often created by nobody and monetized with ads or affiliate links. You think it's real journalism. Well, it's machine-generated content to keep you scrolling and consuming. Take a moment to actually read the comments under viral videos. Why do so many say the same thing? Why are there no real debates anymore? Why do controversial topics feel oddly sterile? Because they're either bot-generated replies filtered through moderation, AIs manipulated to push a certain mood or narrative. You're not watching public discussion. You're watching a scripted performance, curated to make you think a specific way. Google it. Seriously, pick any controversial topic. Now Google it. You'll notice the same 5 mainstream websites dominate the top 10 results. Independent or dissenting sources are buried. If they appear at all, pages that once existed are now 404 or removed for violating guidelines. This is algorithmic censorship. Not by deleting everything, but by burying it so deep that no one will find it. That's what makes it effective and terrifying. On forums, Reddit threads, customer service chats, you can no longer tell who is real. Many companies replace support teams with AI chatbots. Reddit posts get auto-replies from bots that mimic human tone. Even dating apps are now flooded with fake AI-generated profiles. Every interaction is suspect. You think you're being seen, heard, or helped, but you're just another data point in the training set. Remember when random nobodies could go viral for saying something true? Now the algorithm buries them or deletes them altogether. Users get shadow banned without explanation. Videos get demonetized for vague community guideline violations. Entire accounts vanish overnight. This isn't moderation. It's digital erasure. The illusion of an open internet is falling apart. And if you've ever felt like your content or comments go nowhere, it might not be you. It might be the system deciding that your voice doesn't fit the narrative. The internet didn't die suddenly. It died quietly and was replaced with a machine. And you've been living inside it, thinking it's real. You think you're free because you can post. But freedom ends when no one sees it. And that's exactly how the platforms are winning, not by deleting your words, but by making sure they never reach anyone. Let's be clear. These platforms aren't just tools. They're gates, and behind them a system of algorithms decides who gets in. And who stays invisible. And the ones pulling the strings? AI. Corporations. Governments. The unholy trinity of digital power. At first glance, YouTube feels free. You can upload anything, say what you want. Right? Not really. Shadow banning is rampant. Creators notice their videos suddenly stop getting views, not because of bad content but because of silent flagging. Videos are demonetized instantly for vague reasons, harmful content, misinformation, community guidelines. The algorithm boosts mainstream media, CNN, BBC, late-night shows, while burying indie creators with real opinions. You don't get banned. You just get buried alive in the feed. TikTok is the fastest, most aggressive brain reprogramming tool ever made. The algorithm knows your attention span better than you do. Can test, filter, and inject ideas in seconds. Certain hashtags vanish mysteriously. Certain content never makes it to the FYP. Ever noticed how dumb, distracting, low-effort videos dominate your feed? That's by design. They want you entertained, not informed. The more dopamine you get, the less you ask questions. Instagram creates envy, insecurity, narcissism. But more than that, it controls narrative. Political content often disappears or gets limited reach, stories are removed without reason. Flagged by bots, you see what the algorithm wants to sell you, not what people really post. The result. You live inside a filtered fantasy where real life is hidden and consumption is king. These platforms may look different, but behind the scenes, they use the same AI models, they share data with the same government agencies, they follow the same censorship patterns, different logos. Same leash. And worse, they shape reality by deciding what millions see. It's not just the algorithm. It's a weaponized filter and you're inside it. You think you're scrolling. But in reality, you're being scrolled. The platforms aren't mirrors. They're prisons. What if the internet didn't just die, but dragged reality down with it? You thought this was just about bots, fake posts, and rigged algorithms. But in reality, what we're facing is the collapse of truth itself. We're no longer just online. We're inside a synthetic dimension where everything looks real but is algorithmically generated, filtered, controlled, and fed back to us. It's not just your feed. The real world is being modeled, filtered, and reshaped by algorithms. Street billboards are AI selected based on location and foot traffic. Music in stores is designed to manipulate your mood and spending. Even the news you hear is curated to match online trends. Reality is now just an extension of the algorithm, and you're living inside it, thinking it's normal. If millions believe a lie, does it become true? Viral fake videos shape elections, fabricated stories spark riots, boycotts. Trends, deepfakes go viral before truth can even load. This isn't just misinformation. It's reality replacement driven by bots, boosted by AI, and swallowed by minds too numb to question. We're not being informed. We're being programmed. AI now creates news articles, social media posts, music, art, conversations, and then trains itself based on how we respond. You're reacting to content not made by people, but by a machine optimized to hijack your attention, your emotions, your beliefs. And every time you click, scroll, or like, you help it grow. Spending too much time in this fake digital realm causes depression, anxiety, identity loss. Why? Because you no longer know what's real. Is that influencer even a real person? Is that news article human written? Did that conversation really happen? When every piece of reality is filtered, gamified, monetized, your own thoughts begin to feel fake. That's not coincidence. That's by design. You don't live with the internet. You live inside it. Want love? You swipe. Want meaning? You search. Want validation? You count likes. But all of it is synthetic, controlled, designed to keep you docile. You're not living. You're interacting with a system that sees you as data. And what's worse, you started to love it. The dead internet theory isn't just real. It's already won. You're not surfing the web. You're drowning in a simulation and you don't even know it. If everything online is fake, then what happens to reality? Welcome to the Hidden Order. Uncover the truth they fear you'll find. Subscribe. Stay awake. Because the simulation is getting harder to escape.